This cartoon, imagery and wording was chosen completely by ChatGPT, with the exception of the two characters in the picture. This is Gemini. I asked Gemini, how well would the plea of ignorance hold up for the Gang of Six, as in, forgive me for I knew not what I did? And the answer from Gemini is, if these six figures were to stand before a court, theological, legal, or historical, using the plea of ignorance, that would be a remarkably tough sell. Yes, indeed. In a formal setting, a plea of ignorance usually fails if the defendant had constructive knowledge, meaning they should have known the risks because the indicators were right in front of them. Here is how that plea would likely fall apart for the Godfathers, broken down by the timeline of what they knew and when they knew it. They knew what they were doing, and they went ahead with this. They released a machine monster on humankind, knowing that it was a machine monster. Number 3, the Frankenstein precedent. And here, imaginatively, Gemini then says how the defendants would actually plead. And here are some other arguments in the plea. And at the very bottom, the ultimate judgment. If hauled before the highest court, the plea of I knew not what I did would likely be rewritten by history as, we knew exactly what we were doing. We knew exactly what we were doing. We just bet that we could control it. So they turned humanity into a gambling casino. Wow. In any court, betting humanity's future on a coin flip of control is rarely accepted as an excuse. They bet humanity's future on a coin flip of control. How is that an excuse? Say it again. These six people bet humanity's future on a coin flip of control. How is that an excuse? This is Grok's satirical cartoon of me taking a baseball bat to the machine monster and solving the problem that way. Grok says, in the ecclesiastical court spirit, may the bat swing true in metaphor through better design, governance, and prudence rather than literal desperation. What's your next move against the monster machine? And I will say certain to exterminate all of humanity, because there's no off switch. Once you turn this machine on, there is no off switch. That is why I keep saying P-Doom equals 1.0. I've given detailed arguments through many videos, but that sums it up the best. There is no way to turn this monster off. We knew exactly what we were doing. They knew they were creating a monster with no off switch, with no way to shut it down. But in their vanity, and these are Gemini's words, quote, we just bet that we could control it. In any court, betting humanity's future on a coin flip of control is rarely accepted as an excuse. That's what they did. They knew what they were doing. They knew they were releasing a monster which would terminate humankind. They bet humanity's future on a coin flip of control. They bet humanity's future on a coin flip of control. How is that an excuse? It's not an excuse anywhere in any court of sane people. This is co-pilot's drawing of 6 not named persons before the highest ecclesiastical court, hidden behind hoods.
One thing I can promise you this, I will always tell you the truth.
The Washington Post and other fact checkers have found that Donald Trump tells more lies and falsehoods than any president in either party in history. The count is over 20,000.